Hi, thanks for joining me for today's devotion from Acts chapter 9, verses 36 to 42. In Joppa, there was a disciple named Tabitha who was always doing good and helping the poor. She became sick and died. All the widows stood around crying and showing Peter the robes and other clothing that she had made while she was still with them. Turning toward the dead woman, Peter said, "Tabitha, get up." She opened her eyes, and seeing Peter, she sat up. Then he called the believers and the widows and presented her to them alive. What will people think of you after you're gone? When people remember you, will they think of you as a great athlete or a brilliant scientist or an amazing artist? Tabitha was a believer in the early Christian church, and when she died, the Apostle Peter was called, and when he arrived, her friends didn't mention that she was wealthy or successful or smart or talented. She may have been any or all of those things, but what came first to her friends' minds was her love. They looked at all those clothes she had made and thought of all the ways she had helped the poor, all that love. That's what they saw. And her love was evidence of her faith. We're believers too, and our faith shows in all kinds of loving ways, except when it doesn't. We have this other tendency too, not to show our faith, but to hide it. And caring for other people, actually thinking about them and caring for them, takes work. It takes willpower and time and energy, and we may think it's just easier to take care of ourselves. The faith in you and me begs to be confessed and shared and lived. It longs to be on display. It wants to breathe fresh air, but think how much of our lives we have made our faith stay inside, locked away, where nobody can see it. Our good-looking works are so often so empty of love and so full of pride. We're too afraid to let our faith shine, too lazy, too selfish. And we're sinners. Sinners hide. But God will never hide his plan to save us. Jesus died and rose again for the world, for you, for me. And he didn't do it in some back alley, but in public for all the world to see. What grace from him. Though we have hidden our faith, he will never hide his forgiveness. He's forgiven it all, fellow sinners. All of it. It's true we are still sinful by nature, but at your baptism, God created a new self in you and me. And according to that new self, you and I want to let our faith shine. We want to let our faith out in the fresh air. We want to confess it and share it and live it, even when it takes caring and energy and sacrifice, just like it did with Tabitha. What will people say about you when you're gone? Well, even now, they can see evidence of your faith and the way that you love others. By God's grace, they'll still be talking about it after you're gone. And one day, when this world is done, everyone will see what happens to all who believe in Jesus. Like Tabitha, we will be raised from the dead. And we'll all hear commendations, not just from fellow believers, but more importantly from the Lord himself. "Well done, good and faithful servant," he'll say. "Come and share your master's happiness." See you next time.